Hey guys, this is kind of a replay from last Wednesday, just to make it all uniform. We did a few things last Wednesday. To What we're doing is creating a Kali Linux home lab inside of a virtual box on your computer, and then we're going to remove it from the network and run a few commands. Excuse me. We're going to run a few commands, and then we're going to leave it on the computer this time. I deleted it on Wednesday just to remove it, but today we will leave it on here. So there is a disclaimer. When we're doing this kind of work, it's kind of tricky sometimes. And since we are just learning and we're not, since we're just learning, I'm going to read the disclaimer. First of all, welcome to the study group. The information shared here is for educational purposes only. Everyone will try to provide an accurate insight. To provide accurate insights. There we go. But please note that accuracy cannot be completely guaranteed. Again, it's a study group. So when pen testing, practice on your own network, preferably inside of a virtual machine like we're getting ready to do. It's best to stay disconnected from the internet while using some of the tools. Tampering with someone else's systems can lead to serious consequences, including legal trouble. So use this information at your own risk. Okay, during this whole process, I will have ChatGPT as my handy-dandy helper. And let's get right into it. We are going to go to Kali.org, and if you follow right along and you have a Windows 11, you should be able to install this quite easily. Click on download, and I'm going to run through it pretty fast, so if you need to rewind the video, that's fine. I go to installer images, and then go to net installer. We're not installing everything, we're just installing a few things. And first of all, let me do that. 1 second. Okay, there we go. And now we need to go to Oracle. Oracle VirtualBox right here. Make sure that it's secured and it's at this address right here. Click on download Oracle VirtualBox, and then here is the Windows installer, depending on what you have. Click on the Windows installer, save, and now, perfect. Now we can just click here and here. We're going to leave this, but we're going to minimize it. Here is our VirtualBox, and here is our Kali Linux installer image. First, we're going to open up VirtualBox and run it. It's going to ask, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Say yes. And then click next. I want to put everything on the hard drive. I don't need USB support. I'm going to put the VirtualBox networking on the hard drive. The bridged networking will be on the hard drive, and so will the VirtualBox host-only networking. And we don't need the Python support right now. We can install it later, maybe. Okay, I'm going to click install, and this will take just a minute to install. Okay, it disappeared behind there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish to start the VirtualBox. And this is what it looks like. Now, this is something I was looking at earlier today. I'm going to remove it. And I'm going to delete all of the files so that it frees up space on my hard drive, and it does it pretty quickly. Now I'm going to click on New. You know what? Let's put the attacker machine. And let's select the ISO image, which is this one right here, and click Next. I need to give it some room or some memory. I'm going to give it a little bit of memory and a little bit of CPU space. I'm going to leave the virtual hard disk at 25 gigs. Okay, and now it's created. I'm going to go click on Settings, right-click here, click on Settings. And right now I want to make sure that the shared clipboards are disabled. We will enable those later. On display, I want to give it a little bit more video memory there. And we need to have the network adapter enabled. But when we're practicing some things, we will not enable that. We'll do that later. All right, just click OK. Let's start the machine. Press the enter button for graphical install, and it will go through a few things and start asking you questions. Your language, mine is English. My location is the US, and my keyboard is American English. It's going to load a few things here. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, this is the host name for your system. So I'm going to call this machine. You can name it whatever you want. You can leave it at Cali. You can put your name on there. Doesn't matter. The domain name we will leave blank. And now for our username, we're going to write the attacker because this is going to be our attacker machine. And we're just going to leave the username as attacker. Create a password. And click continue. My time zone is Eastern. We're going to leave it on guided, use entire disk. Make sure the hard disk is highlighted. All files in one partition. Finish partitioning and write changes to disk. And yes. Okay, it's going to install some files. Okay, a box just came up that asks if we need to use a proxy, put it in here, but we don't need to do that. So we're just going to click continue. Okay, so after all of that loads, it's going to ask, what do you want to install? Well, so we're kind of at a dilemma here. I don't really know what I want to install. I want to install just 3 or 4 programs. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a screenshot. And I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to ask a question. So I just typed in, I'm downloading Kali Linux. I only want to start with a few basic programs, but not the entire list. I'm not sure what I should check. And I uploaded that image that I took. And now it's going to come back with this, and let's see what it says. When installing a minimal version of Kali Linux and wanting to start with only a few essential programs, here's how to approach the software selection in the installation menu. The desktop environment is, if you don't have a preference for a specific desktop environment, you can stick with the default. It's lightweight and suitable for beginners. All right, so I want the desktop environment. The 10 most popular tools. This option installs a small selection of the most commonly used tools and Kalis. We definitely want that. That's probably what we're going to choose. Default recommended tools. This is a broader selection. Okay. Okay, that's kind of what I was going for anyways, just these two. So, oh, um, okay, so we want that one, and then we want that one. Okay, so now let's go to continue. And I'm going to pause the video. That'll take a while. It says it has 1 second remaining. We'll see about that. It's almost there. Okay. Oh, just when you think it's done. Okay. We'll wait. This is like watching paint dry. It'll get there. Okay, I think it's done. I forgot about that. There you go. Yes, you want to install the bootloader because you're not installing this on your machine or on your whatever your home system is. You're installing it inside of a virtual machine. Make sure your hard disk is checked. And it will finish the installation. Stand by. Okay, the installation is complete, so now we need to boot into your system. Make sure to remove the installation media so that you boot into the new system rather than restarting the installation. Okay. Okay, it's just going to load or boot up. And if we did everything correctly, we will have a new instance of Kali Linux inside of a virtual machine. Okay, now put in your username and password. Click login. Alrighty, now we have a working copy. If you click over here on the left-hand side, you can see some of the tools that it has. It doesn't have all of them, but it has. Let's see if it's got nmap. It's got nmap. Let's see if it has Wireshark. Yep. Okay. So we have it up now. Let's open up the terminal. And let's just do what is it? Update, upgrade. Sudo stands for super user do. When you type in a password on Linux, it won't show that you're typing anything. Okay, all packages are up to date. Okay, good. So what do we want to do? Let's just try a couple of things. I want to know first of all, I'm going to do this. I want to shut it down. I'm going to have to power off the machine because I want to take it offline. So where's my virtual box? So right here, I'm going to right click and go to settings. And I want to take it offline. Click OK, start the machine back up. I'll have to put in my username and password again, but give it a second to boot up. Okay, let me log back in. I'm going to open up the terminal emulator. I'm going to make it full screen and click on Control-Shift+ to make it bigger. Okay, that's a little, that'll work. Okay, first of all, let me just see something here. I'm clicking on Firefox here. Perfect. We're offline. Okay, so now let's open the terminal back up. Control-Shift+++++++. Let's find out what our IP address is. IPA will list it, and I like it better kind of than Ifconfig because it's just, I like it better. So here is our IP address right here, 127.0.0.1. So let's look at that. We're going to scan this network. Just do a basic scan. All right, so I can see a few things. I can see the latency, the ports it scanned, some closed ports and whatnot. Let's try this. Let's scan port 80 and 443. Make sure both of those are closed. I think that's how you do it. Let me try again. This is report. Oh, I forgot to put in there we go. Let's try that. Port 80 is closed, and port 443 is also closed. Port 80 is not secure, and port 443 is. All right, so now let's just try to do a little basic thing. Let's try to write a note. So you can type in echo and type in a little bit of a little note. And then you want to give it a name, note.txt. All right, so now we have note.txt. If I type in ls for list, I can see the note is right here. Let's put it in a folder though. Make directory, mkdir, just practice. I want the folder name to be Ryan's folder. I want to move note.txt to Ryan's folder. I think that's how you do it. Now let's check it. List. Okay, I see Ryan's folder, but I want to look at what's in there. So I want to change the directory and go to Ryan's folder. And it's right there. Now I want to see what's inside of Ryan's folder, and that's the note.txt. Now I want to read the note. Cat for cat. Is it cat? Hang on. Hang on. Another word, cat. No. Concatenate. Concatenate. Basically read. I can read the output and contents of a file. So that, and now I want to look at the file, which is Ryan note. This is a sample note, right? So if I want to delete the file and the note inside the file, I can type in, is it RM? I think it's RM. I got to get out. I'm changing the directory and the space with 2 periods to get out of that folder. Now, what folder am I in? I'm in the home folder. So if I'm in the home folder, I should be able to make that work. Now, this should delete the folder, but before we do that, I just wanted to show you. Here's Ryan's folder, and here's the note inside of it. And if you click it, this is a sample note. So that's that. Oh, sorry. Where were we? We're in the home folder. So if we're in the home folder, we should be able to remove let's check it. Okay, it's gone now. See, it's not right here. It was right here. So if that's the case, we can go over here and just double check. Is it gone? It's gone. Okay. Because on Monday, we're going to be making a folder and maybe putting some stuff in it or something like that. I mean, of course, you can click here And you can right-click, create folder, and all of that. But the reason I'm doing it the other way is because I want to learn the commands. So right now, we're meeting on Mondays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern for now. If this time changes, I mean, the times can change. And again, the basic premise of this is a study group because I want to learn practical skills, for the industry. Okay. All right. Thank you. I will see you on Monday.